In Colorado, the plight of a mouse has stirred up a range war. Depending on whom you talk to, the Preble's jumping mouse is either a canary in a coal mine or the next spotted owl.
When we see this miner's canary or miner's mouse dying, we know that it's time to slow down and look more carefully at the way we treat our landscapes.
Spotted owl was used to shut down timber harvesting in the Pacific Northwest. This will shut down economic development and growth on the Front Range of Colorado and Wyoming.
8 years ago, the federal government listed the Preble's jumping mouse as an endangered species. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is supposed to make such decisions based on the best available science. But in the case of the Preble's mouse, the science has been hard to pin down.
Unfortunately, the best available science is like chasing ghosts because it changes all the time. We find out other ways to test, we find out other ways to go out and look for some of these animals and plants, and so there never really is going to be a finite answer to the question.
3 years ago, property rights advocates filed a lawsuit to take the mouse off the list. Their case was bolstered by research concluding the mouse was really just a common species from South Dakota that had snuck into Colorado.
There was really strong separation of the mice by genotype, by the type of mice it was in terms of the genotype in Colorado and in South Dakota.
Translation: the Preble's mouse is not a South Dakota mouse. Its ancestors were jumping around in Colorado at the end of the last ice age.
What we're dealing with are antiques, wonderful old reminders of a time not so far in the distant past.
If the mouse remains an endangered species, developers here will have to preserve mouse habitat before they can build. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has convened a panel of experts to look at conflicting research on the mouse. Whatever the decision, advocates on both sides in this issue say the loser will almost certainly sue the government, and the mouse war will go on. For This American Land, I'm Gary Stryker.